Let me recognize Veterinary Limited, ably led by our able doctor,
Thank you.
private sector guru, and fund mobilizer, Dr. Owe and her team. It's my pleasure also to recognize the management of the National Senior Citizen Center. Very hard-working, I would say from here, senior citizens, as you can see, and then the younger ones who support them. I'm always excited to see our very formidable partners, the press. Without the press, we don't have a voice. And without the press, no matter what we do, it will be like we are blinking in the dark. So because you're here, I'm sure that the signing of this initiative, a partnership that we have been able to walk through and to conclude, is going to go forth and encourage as many private sector partners, and we will work with the press to be the driving force to ensure that this succeeds. So I recognize gentlemen of the press. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Now, I want to say that the National Senior Citizen Center has 7 priority areas, what I would call pillar program areas. And these pillar program areas address major challenges that face older persons. And I want to state from onset that the population of older persons is not homogeneous, it's diverse. So when we speak about senior citizens, we are talking about from the extreme active, those ones who continue to engage, those ones who continue to contribute, up to the extreme vulnerable, those ones who have need for long-term care. And so the work of the National Senior Citizen Center and our program design and our program implementation appeal to all these different categories of older persons. And one of the challenges of older persons is that, of course, as they grow and continue in age, a time comes when they retire. Some of them retire to continue to engage in their communities. Some of them just retire for good. They just want to relax and then, recoup their energy that they had spent during their working years. Whatever be the case, most of them face loneliness. There's a common saying that activities suggest a life. Being active, a member of the working population, you find that before you wake up already, your life is planned. Of course, you have to get to the office, you have this activity to pursue. You already have a community waiting for you, your fellow workers and all the meetings. And then, of course, you set goals and meet the goals, so you are motivated and you have a reason to wake up in the morning. However, when you retire, that becomes another institution, because those activities that regimented your life and suggested your timing are no longer there. So you find a situation where you wake up to this emptiness, especially where you have members of your family continuing to engage and going about their own businesses, and you find yourself all alone in the house. So that is mostly the reason behind ensuring that our senior citizens who retire, wherever they are, they continue to live a healthy life by continuing to engage in activities and in the things that they value, and continuing to find opportunities to contribute to their communities, opportunities to mentor the younger ones, opportunities to even think, innovate, and even develop new products and new things, and then continue to just enjoy life for the sake of enjoying life. And how best to do this than to do this in clusters? where they find their peers coming together. And so they can do whatever they have value to do, whatever they can think of. And this happen within the confines of a safe, fun, beautifully built, purpose-designed community centers. So that is why today it is very exciting for me as a Director General, and I'm sure for the team of management who've been working on this for so long, to see how in the face of paucity of funds, in the face of just not having enough at all to run the center, not to talk about building, finding the land to build and so on and so forth, which if you want to think about it, it will seem impossible for the kind of budget that we have. And so strategically, we just place this particular project, one community, one senior center. They need to perform our statutory mandate, which is to identify the needs of senior citizens and to cater for those needs. We have identified the need for healthy aging, need for opportunities to continue to engage, need for a safe, fun place to go and recreate and banter and just live and feel beautiful that your life is not ending because you retired. And so what best to do than to place this particular initiative within the public-private sector partnership portfolio. So this is one of our public-private partnership initiative where we have looked around and said, we need the partnership, the support of a private sector concern who is willing and has bought into the vision and is willing to invest primarily to work with NSCC to develop the prototypes, to work with NSCC to ensure that all the policy guidelines, the programming, and even the implementation plans, because senior center is not where you just get up and build. If it's for seniors, there has to be needs assessment. What kinds of seniors are these? Where is the geographical location for this? And what are the basic needs within these locations? All those things must be sorted out. So it's not just one prototype for every community. So we found that partner in Overterry Limited. That's why they're here. Sacrifice in bearing with the overbearing NSCC pursuing excellence in every corner. They stood the test of time. So we're able to go through all that we needed to go through, the drafts and the redrafts, and the drafts and the redrafts. And so it is my pleasure. I'm very excited to see that it's a win-win. Both parties. NSCC has a dependable partner in Overterry. NSCC has confidence in Overterry that if it takes her climbing the mountain, she must climb the mountain because she knows NSCC is watching and following very closely. So this is about a Memorandum of Understanding between the National Senior Citizen Center and Overterry Limited on the mobilization of private sector and development organizations. I'm very deliberate about what the MOU is about. The MOU between the National Senior Citizen Center, this MOU that we are about to sign between us and Overterry Limited, is focused on realizing a mobilization of private sector and development organizations to construct, to build, to equip, to donate, or partner to operate senior centers within communities of their choice, working with NSCC prototypes, NSCC guidelines, and then, of course, relying on NSCC's expertise to build capacity, train and certify workers within these community centers, and also linking the centers to NSCC portal for monitoring and evaluation. So the joy about this, like about everything that NSCC does, because we're a pioneering agency, is that we take the time to build the system and then develop the standard operating procedures and the guidelines before we ever put out any program. So that when we welcome stakeholders to be part of our implementation, we already have benchmark. So that if you go to Sokoto, you go to Borno State, you come down south to Lagos, although everything will be tweaked according to the cultural preference, but you still see standards in the services and in the programs. That's what NSCC does not compromise. So this is lifted from a strategic roadmap on aging. It is lifted from a national plan on aging and project activities, what we are doing here today. And I want to say here that when this begins to roll out, and it's going to roll out, and we begin to see senior centers in different communities donated by private sector concerns, helped, funding through development organizations, that you will know that within these centers situates wonderful, well-designed programs that will lift the spirits and the life of our senior citizens. So thank you so much, Obatore, for having the fortitude to go through the drill that we have come today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we know we have the support right here at NSCC. What we're doing is looking out for elders in Nigeria in a way that has never been done before, because this is all brand new. We're just starting to build the infrastructure, the physical infrastructure for the senior citizen centers that will house the programs that are coming. And there's so many benefits coming for seniors, as you're going to hear and keep hearing from NSCC. So we at Ovoteri were really glad for this opportunity to blaze the trail. And we're not going to let you down. I want to tell seniors in Nigeria that we're working. We're going to find the right partners, because obviously, Nigeria has a lot of programs. And this is equally important, just like others. And we want to bring it to the attention of corporate partners, because corporate partners have corporate social responsibility projects they implement yearly. So if we bring this to their attention, such a meaningful, impactful initiative like this, we believe we will get the buy-in we need, get the support from them to build the centers across the country. We're also going to be engaging with the NGOs, both locally and internationally, that work with seniors and elders in Africa, focusing on Nigeria. And we're going to go across the country, each geopolitical zone. So we have our work cut out for us. When I say we won't sleep, it's because the country is really big, 36 states and the FCT. And being here in Abuja today, we're excited because we're going to, use Abuja as our foundation. Even though we're not directly speaking to the government agencies, which is what NSCC is going to be doing, we're here to support any institution that is ready to go ahead and build and donate. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I'm excited, My team is excited. And we're just looking forward to getting the MOU signed so we can hit the ground running. So thank you once again.
DJ, apart from this private sector engagement, how you tend to engage state government, local government, community leaders, and to
Yes.
For this one community,
Yes.
Center?
Yeah, today's Memorandum of Understanding was principally focused on mobilizing the private sector. And so the National Senior Citizens Center then and its stakeholders, we already have a machinery in place, already started moving. So our jingles are out to engage state governments, and then of course local government, ALGON, and then the National Assembly for their constituency projects. I mean, what is really beautiful about these senior centers is that, yes, it's older persons focused, but it's truly intergenerational. The programs that we have designed is such that our youths are going to have life coaches and mentors, and the senior citizens are going to have tutors for ICT. So it's going to be cross education across the intergeneration. And then, of course, we are going to have upskilling of our artisans. We are going to have theaters, whatever our older persons want to do. We are going to have writing workshops, just name it. We are going to have it. And apart from that, it's going to serve as a one-stop place for healthy aging promotions, health promotions, health checks, referrals, and everything you need to know, all the information they need, information about what the senior center is doing. And then, of course, empowerment programs, social assistance programs. These are one-stop places. And so in selling this, in marketing this to the state governors, this is going to really become the nerve center of empowerment, both for the seniors and the youths, and then, of course, a nerve center for economic growth. Because the programs that we have designed, for instance, multipurpose cooperatives, these are going to be like the secretariats for these multipurpose cooperatives. We have also designed for the women, our grandmothers arise for good, which really, identifies older women's value and what they love to do in the community to empower them. So our senior centers are really going to become nerve centers for communities. So instead of targeting just one older person there and one older person there and not even knowing what is going on in their lives, you have opportunities to cause all of them to come out. And just think about the jobs that is going to create, because we already have the benchmark and minimum standards in training workers in these senior centers, the caregivers in these senior centers. Training and certification I'm talking about. So you can imagine across this country, NSCC has developed all those systems and mechanisms to really build a paid skilled workforce. And this workforce will come from, a younger generation. And then, of course, opportunities for the older ones to pour out and then, share their expertise, share their skills with the younger ones. And then you can imagine this intergenerational synergies, how it's going to bring a cohesive society, a peaceful community, and then ensuring that even civil education takes place within our society. So for the chairman of local governments, this is a one-stop place. This is desirable for them to have. And for our governors, what more can you do for your senior citizens? A place that they can go and continue to be active and live healthily, then continue to contribute. You can imagine all of them engaging their expertise to identify challenges within the states and sitting down to brainstorm to bring solutions to those challenges, just saving, voluntarily saving the government. So it is to be desired by everybody. And that's the message we are going to send out. Just build one community, one senior center. Get your seniors active again. Give them opportunity to check their health and have referrals. Give the youth opportunity to learn and drink from the wisdom of the old. And then opportunity also for cross-education. And then promote the culture and the artistry of your community. Because these senior centers, they are going to have art galleries. They are going to also have the Wall of Fame, where you are going to identify all the seniors that have contributed to the community that maybe they may have been forgotten. So it's going to be an epic center, an active center for every community. So that's the marketing that we are going out as. Private sector partner is going in the private sector section to get the social corporate responsibilities of the corporate sector. We are going to pursue legislators for them to think about this as one of their constituency projects. We're also going to pursue Algon, the chairman of local governments, as well as we pursue the Nigerian Governors Forum. Let's build these centers and get civic education back, get transfer of wisdom and knowledge and skills back. Let's get our communities active. So, yeah, we've already started, as you can see.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.